Hey everyone. A couple of you have reached out to me about the status of the John Deere 8820, and so I wanted to take a little bit of time and update you on my progress. At this point the 8820 is in beta. I have a few friends who are testing it, and we'll go take a look here in the garage. We'll turn the lights on, and here is the 8820 in FS19. And you can see I've UDIM'd it quite a bit. I've done a lot of work in Blender and on the scripts. At this point I would say it's a refurbishment rather than a conversion for 19. You'll notice the meshes have been updated in several ways. I pumped more polys in them. The fan for instance is very smooth. I also kept the original rims and updated them in Blender. I noticed some of the mods that are coming in of the older equipment are popping the newer FS19 XML rim scripts in there and hubs and so on to pull it into 19, where I wanted to bring in the originals. So here's the 1980 looking bubble hub, and you'll see I have the ribbed rear track tires on here. That's optional in the store menu when the mod comes out. There are rear ag tires as well as optional duals instead of the broad tires. But to get a better look at this UDIM'd in FS19, let's just take it out of the garage and into the sunlight. So I've also UDIM'd the inside of the cab so you can see the paint there as well as levers, and the dashboard's still just UV textured and so on, but it holds the fort for now. If we start it, we can see the RPM. So I've wired up the scripts for the RPM, wired up the fuel gauge there, also comes on the second one in on the bottom row there, and turn it off and back on again. You'll see the door handles are UDIM'd. And the other thing I've done is I figured out how to do the light UDIM lights in Blender and then bring them into Giant's editor. I might make a separate tutorial on that, as well as how I'm updating the meshes from the older equipment. Here is the blinker working. Some people are still using the old emissive light shader from FS17, and it leaves an artifact, so I'll do a tutorial on that if people are interested and I have the time. Let's pull it out. You'll see the light reflecting there. I have the Shadowboxed also added to correctly create shadows around the cab for FS19. So if we jump out, we can take a better look at the outside here in the light. And I've scripted the characters so, you know, he'll stomp on the brake there. Stomp. He's got his hand driving and his other one on the steering wheel, so he actually turns the steering wheel. Just some quick little nice touches. The brake doesn't go down, but on ours was pretty stiff anyway, so I felt pretty good about how that worked. We're here in the shadow a little bit. I'll show you the lights. So you have front working lights, rear brake lights have been updated, working pipe light. The other thing is once the engine's on, the fan turns on in an idle state, and you have that center light comes on third stage. So 1, 2, and then you have a third stage if you need it. It might be difficult to see in the video, but you can see the cab roof's been UDIM'd with the high performance plastic there. The paint, I've done decals, so the hydrostatic decals front there, all new decals like it looked in the early 80s. The pipe works. We'll pull it out. The auger and the fill volumes have been updated. The rubbers are Michelin right now. That's what I put in currently. And we'll actually go harvest with this. So let's go get the header. I'm planning to release this as a pack, so it will come with a header, and it will come with a corn header, a grain header, wheat header, and also a trailer. Now there are two corn headers you can use. You can use, I'm going to release with a 643 6-row corn header, but you can also use the in-game FS19 603C 8-row corn header. So we'll go in and attach here. See here, the PTO hooks up and will vibrate, and you'll see here is the 625 header that's going to come with it. Inside the store, it's optional if you want the wheat spikes on it or not, so you can customize that, which is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and start it, and I'm going to lift it up so we can go see it. I've got the teeth animating in there. You can kind of see it a little bit as well as the reels. If you jump in here, you can raise, reel up, reel down. You can extend out and in and all that. So we'll bring that off now. Before we go out to the field and cut some wheat, we'll go take a look. I made a custom trailer for the header since there wasn't really a matching header option yet, and FS19 got the older style John Deere logo there. And this will work. It has working tail lights and blinkers. I won't demonstrate that, so we can actually go focus on the harvester. But that will come as part of the mod pack as well. Let's jump back inside. And I thought I'd shut it off here so that we could hear the sounds. I've updated the sounds, not the start shut. Those are similar, but the thrashing and the harvesting sounds and the running sounds, so it has more of the original 8820 sound and hum to it. So we'll go out to the field and actually harvest with the 8820. We'll do some wheat first, and then I also have a corn version set up over on the cornfield, and we can head over there and harvest some corn too with it, just so that we can see it in motion. I've also adjusted the mass and balance, so if you get on the side, you'll see it kind of adjust itself there. So it should ride pretty well on the different areas. It's got the right mass for what the model specs were, the right fuel consumption, all according to the original 8820 turbo manual that I was working off of as I was refurbishing this. So we'll jump down in the field. But before I actually start harvesting, I've got this other one that I had set up I was going to use that's got the dual configurations. That way you can kind of see what the duals look like. And there's the rear ag Michelin tires on that one. Let's go harvest with the ribbed ones. And so you'll notice that I also added the smoke to the header, so you have the smoke effect there, very realistic of the drive being pounded by the reel. And you'll see the chopped straw coming out the back there. I've got the animations and the smoke from that as well. And we've got the auger filling the hopper. So we'll look at it from inside here. Turn around and see it filling up there. And we'll raise the reel up. We have that a little bit low. There we go. And you'll notice I'm getting about 6 miles per hour. That's pretty accurate for smooth level ground in an 8820 with this size header on it. Going uphill, you're going to go down to maybe 4 miles per hour. And the corn, even with a 643, to get, good solid fill amounts, you're not going to get much faster than 4 miles an hour in thick corn. And even as you go up, there was a 12-foot header that was available for the 8820 series, but with that, a lot of people are doing, you know, 2 or 3 miles per hour or less. So, yeah, it's speed. On our farm, we really liked the 6-row corn header because we could maneuver better, you know, getting out to the field. It wasn't as clunky. But the choice is yours, because you can use the 8-row 603C header that's in FS19, or you can use the 643 header that I created that's going to come as part of the mod pack. And so we'll just kind of finish this row here, and then we'll turn around and go back and we'll empty, and then I'll show you the corn header. So pick this up. So I was doing the chop straw there. You can also do the I'm gonna just shut off here so I can go drive a little faster. You can also do, well, I'll show you up at the top. We'll do a little more harvesting. I'll enable the straw path, so you swath, and if you wanted to bale it into straw, you can do that. So the other thing to point out is it does do, the header is doing foliage bending now, which is pretty expected for FS19 vehicles. The header will do it, and also the combine itself is bendable. In fact, we could just destroy some of this for a little bit. It's okay. You'll see the combine to the 8820 itself is bendable. So you've got foliage bending on all the parts. The same with the corn header. The 643 corn header that will come has bending in it. Up. And as I mentioned earlier, the weak spikes can be disabled if you wanted to not have that look on them. Let's do this. I'm going to enable the straw path, so we'll get a straw. There we go. So we get the straw. And that's got smoke and particle animation as well rendered. We'll just fill this up. Pipe animation. The auger had smoke on it while we were harvesting as well. The pipe animation has smoke as well. See it there coming up as it's augering out the wheat. And increased sound while we were harvesting. The thrashing sound is up too. We'll unload this to the kins. The harvester will get dirty over time, and it's also wearable, but the wearable on the 8820 that I did is more of a ding, scratch, kind of aging look, where if you took it into the garage and did a repaint, you know, it'd be looking pretty snazzy again. That's kind of the effect I was going for. I didn't want to strip off big chunks of metal and have it look silver or like that. So we'll drive here. You can see it out here on the road. So you can hear the whine of the engine, and based on, you know, the level the camera gets or the angles, you get different adjustments following the pitch that I'm using in the sound XML. I also set it up in the shop so that it's using John Deere Classic, so you can tell it apart from some of the modern John Deere equipment. It's got the older 1980s John Deere logo and branding. Just feels nicer to me in the menu. And so all that's there. The lower hitch is in the back there, so you can hook up the header trailer to the harvester. Where I grew up, not a lot of people pulled the headers with the combines themselves. They usually pulled them with the truck, either the grain truck or their farm vehicle truck. But it's up to you. You can totally, the attacher works, so you want to pull the header with the harvester, go for it. So here's the corn harvester. I was getting ready to harvest this corn, so I thought I'd show you that quick too before so this is the 643 corn header that I built. So it's a 6-row. We use these a lot on ours, but again, you can get the 603C 8 corn row header, and there you can see the rear ag track tires on this version. If you get the 8-row one that's corn header that's already an FS19, you can run duals behind it. This is just more nostalgia for me because we ran these on ours. So we're good. You got the corn coming in there. This brings back a lot of nostalgia for me, you know, spending time in the 8820s. And I'll show you here, we'll back up. So this header has the chains and so on. This was just a header that I modded in Blender. It was from an existing one, but I redid the sides and made it look more kind of like a 643. It still needs additional work, but it was quick so that we have a complete package for the 8820. Previous years, it was just the harvester was separated from the headers sometimes, and there was no trailers and all that. So with 19, I thought, and the redim and everything, let's just build one big package and send that out. And work it. So I could keep harvesting all day, but I wanted to stop, take you guys on a quick trip on the progress of the 8820. Like I said, we're still making sure there's no bugs in it, but it's largely working from what I can tell. We haven't had anything major yet. There's the PTO connected there, and that will happen also. The 603C version of this, I'm not going to show you that, but it too works right now. So that is the current progress of the 8820. I'm going to have some more tutorials on how I did some of the things just to simplify it for others who want to do additional mod work using the UDIM system and bootstrap them in ways that took me more time. So definitely subscribe if you want to catch those videos when they come out, as well as new mods that I'm working on. And thanks for watching.